Do endeavour to follow this newscast live on our website, nta.ng/live. NTA is also on X as NTA News Now. And do follow us across social media. Our handles are displayed on the screen. Stay tuned for an evening of informative and engaging news. Let's get started. President Bola Tinubu is promising support and steps to address various challenges confronting the power sector, particularly in the generation of value chain. The president addressed chairmen of the power generation companies led by the Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu. State House correspondent Musbao Danwahab reports.
President Bola Tinubu is opening a new chapter to solving another fundamental challenge in Nigeria, power. He opted to hear from leaders in one of the critical subsectors of power on the issues hampering progress despite investment in the sector over the years. Minister of Power highlighted progress recorded, including the deregulation and mass metering toward addressing fundamental issues in the sector.
Stabilization of the national grid through the activities of the Presidential Power Initiatives, which we all know as Siemens project, that has added over 700 megawatts of transmission capacity to the grid capacity. We have recorded zero grid collapse since the beginning of this year, these 8 months running. We are all aware of what we passed through last year due to vandalization of our national assets.
But then, there are lingering issues including financing, confronting the key players, and the level of indebtedness to the generation companies accumulated over the course of 10 years.
About 6 power plants, and they are currently underperforming. The question is, how do we energize them and give them gas? They are underperforming because the gas suppliers have not been paid. They are being owed. They are being owed, and basically they are not investing as well in putting in more gas into the system.
Our office will sit with them. We've engaged the audit firms and the legal firms that will sit with us and negotiate a final settlement agreement, and the amounts that are actually validly owed by the federal government are the only things that will make it into the issuance by DMO. But as of today, what we're carrying is 4 trillion, but it's subject to downward revision, sir.
We do have a 4 trillion naira structured arrangement to effectively resolve the liquidity challenges in the sector through a bond issuance program.
I know you're trying, you didn't create this problem, but please, sir, just so that we can complete and advance the transformation you've started, because power is critical for it. Please help look into this, sir.
President Tinubu expressed his understanding of the issues.
We recognize the fact that without power, industrialization, and even human life is impossible. Well, I've listened to the Minister of Power that we are improving, and I accept that. We are not where we should be yet in the power generation.
While promising interventions on the issues, President Tinubu indicated that proper interrogation will be done to arrive at lasting solutions.
Give us time to do verification and validation of numbers. So I assure you, the economy will grow and we will consume more energy. We'll be in position to pay our debts. We'll give you papers to trade, and they will give you lines to ensure continuity in the business. I have to put life support in place for the private sector investors to really have a life and not die in process.
The key players expressed belief in the ability of the president to address challenges in the sector like he has done in other sectors to achieve overall results. From the State House, Musbah Nanwahab, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has met his old colleagues who were pioneer governors in the Fourth Republic beginning in 1999. The former governors, known as Class of 99, were led to the State House by Chairman and former Governor Edo State, Lucky Igbenedion. 12 of the former leaders, including the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, governed their respective states when President Tinubu was the governor of Lagos State. The meeting lasted more than an hour behind closed doors. Afterwards, Chairman of the group, Lucky Igbenedion, revealed that the meeting was to commend the president for his various programs and policies, as well as offer advice on how to achieve expectations of Nigerians.
We spoke
House
basically
correspondent
about the security in the situation of the nation, the economy, and of course agriculture. The president showed his concern about these various issues that we came to discuss with him, and we also provide our own solutions about how he can go about bringing about succor to the people, that the people, especially in the rural areas, are feeling the impact of the harsh economy. And he assured us that he's looking into it. We also spoke about the stability of the Naira, which he also addressed appropriately. So it has been a very fruitful deliberation with Mr. President.
What do you want him specifically to address henceforth?
Well, the first and foremost thing is security, because we told him that without security, there can be no progress. There can be no stability. And secondly, the economy, of course, needs to be stabilized. What is most important was, let's create industries, especially cottage industries, that can employ people rather than just giving out palliatives. We employed on him to try as much as possible to create cottage industries in all the local governments of the Federation.
State House correspondent Musbau Danwahab reports that this is the second time the Class of 99 is visiting the president at the State House. Vice President Kashim Shettima has restated the federal government's resolve to reposition Nigeria's education sector, reaffirming the Tinubu administration's efforts at mobilizing both public and private sector support to uplift institutions such as the University of Ibadan, Nigeria's premier university. Reaffirming the Tinubu administration's efforts, Vice President Shettima also highlighted President Tinubu's education-focused policies, including the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NEL Fund, aimed at supporting indigent students. This was during a courtesy visit by the management of the University of Ibadan, led by the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Kayode Adebowale, to the presidential villa.
I can assure you that under the renewed hope agenda of the present administration, the president is determined to rescue the educational sector. And the students' loans facility is the first of its kind in addressing indigent students to fulfill their needs. That things are hard, and the president empathizes with the lot of the Nigerian people. But locally, our economy has turned the corner. We have crossed the Rubicon and we are on a path to sustain growth. If you look at the tax revenue of the federal government, it jumped by 43% in the first quarter to 14.73 trillion naira.
Those that are friends of the university, we made them UI at 75 ambassador extraordinary. And we thought that for the position that you have assumed, and being an alumnus of our university, we exceptionally put you at a class. And the class is that we will carry out the investiture and induct you as UI at 75 ambassador plenipotentiary, and you will be the only person to be done so.
The delegation explained that the award given to the Vice President as UI at 75 Ambassador Plenipotentiary is the first in the university's history. This is in recognition of his contributions to both the public and private sectors. Nigeria's digital economy is growing, and so are the risks faced by citizens who are increasingly becoming active online, ranging from identity theft to unauthorized data exploitation. To address these concerns, the federal government plans to train 1 million data protection officers within the next 3 years. Olainka Uju reports that the launch of the Youth Data Protection Awareness Program is expected to spark a national movement of digitally literate and security-conscious young Nigerians.
Digital technologies have opened new doors for learning, entrepreneurship, civic engagement, and creativity. However, they also expose users, particularly young people, to serious risks. 29-year-old Dumbari Zabe knows too well.
While I was there at the event, I received a call on my WhatsApp. Please click on this link immediately. And the moment I did that, my WhatsApp was logged out.
With data now described as the new oil and information the new currency, Nigeria currently has fewer than 10,000 certified data protection professionals, a number the government intends to scale up.
Another part of it is the ability of this sector, of this sector to create jobs. Section 32 of our law says that every data controller and processor in Nigeria must engage the service of a DPO.
It enables us to understand the challenges we face so we can design and implement effective solutions as we monitor and evaluate our progress.
With the right training, they become custodians of their privacy, defender of their national digital sovereignty, and creator of economic value.
We will work with all partners to make sure that the YDPAT is a model for Africa and beyond.
With the flag off of the Youth Data Protection Awareness Training, young Nigerians like Dumbari are set to move from basic awareness to active participation in building a more secured, data-protected digital future. Olainka Uju, NTA News.
Behind every bank vault is a promise that your money is safe. But in a country where financial shocks have shaken public trust, that promise often feels fragile. Today, a new chapter begins at the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, as a new leadership takes the helm with one clear mission: to rebuild confidence in Nigeria's banking system and protect the savings of millions. Neka Oko tells us more.
Mrs. Esther Danladi Lucas is a civil servant in Abuja whose savings are her lifeline. For her, every naira saved is a step toward her children's future. But stories of insider fraud and lost money due to past bank failures make her nervous.
I could remember some years back when my elder sister deposited money in the bank, and when the time comes for her to go and get the money, in fact, she didn't even see anybody in that bank. They relocated, and the next thing was that the bank collapsed. Up till date, they have not gotten their money.
With more than 100 million bank accounts in Nigeria, the NDIC's role is more critical than ever. Inside the Ministry of Finance, a new chapter unfolds. The Minister of Finance inaugurates Mr. Thompson Oludare Sunday as NDIC's new Managing Director, and Mr. Kabiru Kataka as Executive Director of Operations.
You have a major role to play in helping to maintain the stability of the financial system that encourages people to feel confident to save.
From ensuring deposits to stabilizing troubled banks, these two men now shoulder a national responsibility.
What we intend to do is still look at the system, developments in the system, and see if it is necessary to enhance those, and also perform in other areas of our responsibility, including bank regulation and supervision, in collaboration with the CBN, including the resolution of failed institutions in an orderly manner.
As Mrs. Dunlady and millions like her continue to save, invest, and hope for a brighter future, the NDIC's new leadership must now turn trust into results. In Abuja, Nneka Okoh, NTA News.
This is the network news on NTA. Do stay tuned for more reports. This is the network news on NTA. We're talking Diaspora Day. An estimated 20 million Nigerians are in the diaspora, making meaningful contributions to the growth and development of their host nations. This is worthy of celebrating, says the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission NIDCOM, which has marked National Diaspora Day with an assurance that underutilized assets of the diaspora community will be tapped for national development.
Years now, the National Diaspora Day has continued to influence global conversations and spearheaded innovations, development and growth. In 2024 alone, remittance from Nigerians abroad exceeded $20 billion, surpassing foreign direct investment through an armory of knowledge, skills, network and goodwill. These resources facilitated development across regions of the country.
Over the years, Nigerians in the diaspora have proven themselves as resilient change makers, solution providers, and proud ambassadors of our great nation, Nigeria.
Nigerians in diaspora are seen to be actively involved in policy formulations, housing development, health, education, science and digital technologies, including mentorship through initiatives such as the National Diaspora Policy, Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit, and the Data Mapping Project. The day is about moving beyond sentiment and statistics to sustainable framework for a greater Nigeria.
Meanwhile, Diaspora Day has kicked off with the federal government describing the remittance from the Diaspora Commission as one of the top sources of foreign exchange, amounting to $20 billion. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, says through initiatives like the Diaspora Investment Summit and Housing Scheme, diasporans have contributed to national development.
An enabling platform for effective policies for the diaspora with a view to galvanizing your support for this administration and concretizing our democracy.
No country has the human capacity that we have as Nigerians in the diaspora. And I'm proud of every Nigerian everywhere in the world. So we have this compendium. When you look at it, there's no Nigerian. In fact, we don't have space. So we're going to be doing this as often as we can because there are too many of you doing great things all over the world.
Fresh from the Diaspora Day celebration at the State House Banquet Hall and straight to the studios of NTA, where she was once a reporter and presenter, is the chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri Erewa, our special guest. Thank you for coming to discuss Diaspora Day and NIDCOM's efforts at harnessing the potentials of Nigerians overseas.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here. You said fresh, maybe not so fresh. It's been a whole day, but I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Now let's begin with what is special about Diaspora Day and what makes this year's celebration stand out.
Well, what is special about Diaspora Day is that it's a day which isn't part of the Nigerian policy to celebrate diasporas all over the world. So we have them come home, we have these conversations, and this year we are discussing about optimizing, the human capital of the Nigerian diaspora. And we say, beyond just talking about it, we're taking practical steps. And today was amazing. We had them from all over the world, and we also had almost about 30 African Americans who said, you know what, this is home, and we want to participate. And also very importantly, we had the younger generation of Nigerians in the diaspora. I mean, you'll be so proud of these Nigerians. And the younger ones, there's so much they will do. There's so much they will do. So tomorrow we'll have the Youth Summit. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And then we have the Merit Award. And now here's the thing. we celebrate Nigerians who, not that they've just succeeded abroad, they've succeeded abroad, but are doing many great things back home, giving back, contributing, knowledge, skills development, investment, and a whole lot of things. So we celebrate them. Also, we have the Association of Doctors, Healthcare Practitioners also on ground for this event, and almost about 20, 30 diaspora groups. So it's been growing, and we hope we continue to stop talking about potentials and the fact that Nigerians at home can work with Nigerians abroad to make an impact and play their own role in the Tinubu administration's renewed hope agenda.
So still on making an impact, let's talk about investments. So my next question is actually a two-in-one. What efforts are being made to encourage more structured and impactful investments from diaspora Nigerians, considering that diaspora remittances exceeded $20 billion in 2024 and $90 billion in the last 5 years? How does NITCOM plan to leverage these funds to drive national development?
You see, those funds are even remittances just going to day-to-day living, sending to your family, to your loved one for school fees, for Medicare and all that. And we're saying that even beyond investments, beyond remittances, the diaspora can do so much more. We're beginning to say that. They are building hospitals, they're investing in education, they are investing in ICT, the food business, and you will see a lot of them. And that's why we're having this. And also we have the Diaspora Investment Summit in November, where they actually come and talk about investments. And like I said, even beyond the Nigerian diaspora, as one of our guests said today, we have 20 million, 70 million Nigerians thereabouts in the diaspora. What about the 48 million historic African diaspora that want to connect with the motherland, that want to connect back home? They are here saying, you know what, this is not what we expected, this is not what we hear about Nigeria. Why aren't you telling this much stories? So the Nigerian diaspora will help change the narrative about Nigeria, and then we also engage in the historic African diaspora who really want to come to Nigeria to invest. So we have to ensure that we continue to encourage them to even come back. We have Nigerians who have never been to Nigeria. They are here for Diaspora Day, and some came last December, families, who have never been home. So we're encouraging them. Home will always be home. And look at what you can do to make your country a better place. There are challenges, no doubt, some bureaucratic bottlenecks here and there, but the Tinubu administration is doing everything to remove those bottlenecks, providing infrastructure, dealing with security, and also removing those things that could discourage you. And actually, it's a low-hanging fruit having the diaspora saying, you know what, we want to do a whole lot of things in our country.
And just as you said, it's a low-hanging fruit ripe for the picking. Thank you very much for offering these insights, and I'm sure Nigerians look forward to celebrating the youths tomorrow at the award ceremony.
Thank you very much.
I've been speaking with the chairman of NITCOM, Abike Dabiri Erewa, on Diaspora Day. Now, a predecessor President Bola Tinubu has just received his counterpart from the Gambia, Adama Barrow. The Gambian president has visited to condole with President Tinubu over the passing of former President Muhammadu Buhari. Former President Muhammadu Buhari.
As I just spoke to the president, I told him Buhari was our colleague. He was a friend and he was a brother. He was a father figure to us. And he was a very humble president. A great man, a great president, a great leader. And I think his humbleness, we should all emulate him. If we emulate him, I think that will make us to move a mountain, to move Africa to the next level. Me personally, he contributed for me coming to power. He contributed to make sure that the voice of the Gambian people is respected. He contributed to consolidate democracy in our country. Because of this reason, I cannot be ungrateful. My conscience would not have allowed me to rest without coming here to share my respect with the president and the family of Mr. Buhari. We will remember him. He will not be forgotten. because he has a legacy. His legacy was a good legacy. On that note, we seize the opportunity to extend the condolences on behalf of myself, my family, and the Gambian people for the passing of Mr. Buhari. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Thank you,
President Barrow, Adama Barrow of the Gambia, there on the legacies of late former President Muhammadu Buhari. Now, let's move on to agriculture. For the most part of 2024, pictures from a vegetable garden set up by Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu in the State House excited many Nigerian women, serving as an inspiration for them to embrace home gardening through a national competition. Every home, a garden. 7 months after the competition produced winners, what is the state of that garden in the villa? State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo gives us a glimpse.
In the cool of the morning, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu walks to her garden, once at the center of a national competition, Every Home a Garden, set up to promote home gardening and food security in the country. In or out of the competition, the law of sowing and reaping is sacrosanct. So, waiting to be harvested is a lush green garden with a bountiful yield of vegetables, standing tall and fresh 7 months after the national competition. At home in the garden, the First Lady set to task, checking and plucking, gathering and sorting with a mind to eat and to share.
Our goal from the beginning is like you grow some and you give to your neighbor. So you can see all my staff are all lined up, ready to get some harvest. But this I am having, the lemongrass tea, I'm going to have that today, and some saint leaves. I'm going to have some ugu too, because I'm making ogbono soup today. So I'm going to have ugu with it.
She envisages a sumptuous weekend with a menu rich in vegetables, not just for the first family, but also for every Nigerian who embraces the rewarding practice of tilling available ground around them.
Nothing stopping you from, even if it is one small pot, to grow just one veggie that you like. It goes a long way. You can imagine if they take this to the market, how much it will sell for. So this is the only way we can bring the price of food down and it becomes affordable. And then when you are growing older, you need a lot of vegetables instead of fruits. So I'm having that, and also Mr. President loves spinach, so this one will be for just dinner for him or lunch.
Beyond the euphoria of the last competition and the positive feedbacks from states, the First Lady insists the Nigerians must eat fresh and healthy, urging them to turn their attention to home gardening.
You know, veggie is very good, especially for people with blood pressure. Water leaf is very good. And bitter leaf as well. It cuts down your blood pressure. Ugu too is very beneficial. So all these are beneficial vegetables. And that's why I decided to do veggies. All this, I can tell you, are organic. We are using organic manure. We are not using artificial fertilizer. People who are busy can have a gardener while they're at work. But you see, the end product is still the same. It's still, you have your vegetables.
Even after harvesting and sharing, the garden still offers so much more. As in our words, the land is waiting to yield its increase, always. In the State House, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
Well, the secret to the First Lady's glowing skin is out. Thank you for showing us the First Lady's garden, Adeni. Now, the wife of the Kwara State Governor and chairperson, Nigeria's Governors Spouses Forum, Professor Olu Folake Abdulrazak, has charged women to participate more in the drive to improve the nation's economy and enhance national growth. She's also calling on women to guard against rubella, German measles, which can result in dire consequences if necessary vaccines are not taken to prevent it. Shola Wahid reports.
At an event with the theme, Domestication of National Women's Economic Empowerment,
A panel of discussers spoke on the need to empower women and ascribed various roles to them for speedy economic development of the nation. Wife of the Kwara State Governor and chairperson Nigeria's Governors Spouses Forum, Ambassador Professor Olufolake Abdulrazak, charged women to excel in their various fields of endeavor and also do the needful for the family and national growth. She reiterated the commitment of her NGO, Ajike People's Support Center, to continue advancing the cause of women's economic empowerment, working closely with state and non-state actors. Also, Ambassador Professor Olufolake Abdulrazak held the sensitization program for wives of local government chairmen in Kwara State on the need to mobilize people in their various communities on measles and rubella vaccines.
As stakeholders, to drive the sensitization and awareness on the rollout of measles and rubella vaccine in our communities, to ensure that the 95% coverage is achieved. And as such, I commend the proprietary of this event and laud the collaboration between the Center for Wellbeing and Integrated Nutrition Solutions, CWINS, and the Nigeria Governors Spouses Forum.
We're introducing the combined dose for measles and rubella vaccine into the routine immunization schedule. For those of us parents who know that we previously had the measles vaccine introduced into at 9 months and at 15 months of age.
Relevant stakeholders present at the event also stressed the need to sensitize the people at the grassroots to the dangers of the disease. In Ilorin, Shola Wahid, NTA News.
Thank you, Shola. Let's go to Lagos. Hingino John Adams is joining us with the latest developments from the commercial hub. Hingino, what's happening?
Unaja and welcome to Lagos. Mega mines of the 2025 Promasido's Cowbellpedia have emerged after an academic standoff among 132 students. Lanre Gbele, who was at the celebration of these promising young Nigerians, tells us more.
Solve the equations 5. Correct. In simplified manner,
Promasido's Cowbellpedia has become a vista for young promising Nigerians to test their academic excellence, and the 2025 edition is not an exception. Out of 20,000 applicants, 132 qualified for the last stage of the Cowbellpedia academic exercise. Promasido, makers of the diary Cowbell products, congratulated these young Nigerians for their brilliance and reiterated the company's commitment towards playing a nurturing role for the next generation of problem solvers and critical thinkers.
At Promasido, we believe that education is the foundation of success.
For years, Cowbell has been nourishing bodies, but with this competition, it is a manifestation of the essence of the brand.
We are here to celebrate every student who participated in Cowbellpedia. We are happy to say that you've done a very good thing to push yourself out of your comfort zone.
It's a platform where dreams are nurtured, talents are discovered, and futures are shaped.
For these young champions, this is a defining moment of their dreams and aspirations.
If you're doubting yourself or you're ever feeling down, this is a confirmation.
I must not lose my focus with God. I must work with Him. I also be diligent in my studies.
Parents basked in the euphoria of the spotlight on their kids and expressed their gratitude to Promasido.
I'm so glad with what has happened today, that a great seed like this come out from my family.
Kenechukwu has always been a dogged fighter, and whenever he says I want to go in for something, tell him it's academic, we always support him.
Winners in the parents, schools and teachers categories also had their time of recognition. In Lagos, Lanre Gbele, NTA News.
In their own way, some young Nigerians are infusing the 3 Ps of sustainability: people, planet, and profit in their livelihoods. Jennifer Igwe reports that their initiatives mirror the vast potential that can be explored in youth empowerment.
happy moment for me.
Young Nigerians who earn a living from initiatives that help to address issues and impact lives positively. Ogodo Ogenetejiri earns a living from textile waste right from her house. No expenses on office space. She works with those who make clothes from textile materials to get their discarded pieces. Then, through creativity, Ogodo transforms them into household items and fashion accessories. Adeola Ogunkoya upcycles used tires into lovely furniture and other office and household products. As part of their sustainability plans, these young Nigerians also transfer knowledge to other youths through hands-on training and mentoring.
So we have an aim for waste project where we teach them how to make upcycled accessories from waste, like earrings, bangles, and lots more. And so far, after the program, we've been able to impact on over 100 people here in Lagos State, Nigeria, 50 women and 50 students from public schools.
People in these rural communities could hardly afford a simple chair in their rooms, but they had this waste littered all around them. So what did I do? Me being a creative person, I introduced them to the creativity in turning this waste in their environment into something beautiful that could afford them a chair in their rooms.
Encouraging sustainability enterprises by young Nigerians is crucial because of their capacity to adapt innovative ideas and digital fluency that can help to drive sustainable development and contribute to economic growth in diverse ways. In Lagos, Jennifer Igwe, NTA News.
Those are the reports from Lagos.
Welcome back from the break. It's now time to talk business. We begin with news that Vice President Kashim Shettima has commended President Tinubu's bold policies for being implemented in the interest of Nigerians and for creating an enabling environment for serious business operations in the country. The Vice President stated this when he met with the newly elected executives of the Nigerian Association, Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA, led by the national president, Jani Ibrahim, at the presidential villa.
The president speaks your language, the language of commerce. He grew up in that ecosystem. He knows how businesses are run. I can assure you that Nigeria is ready for business. And you are the drivers of change. We'll support you, create the enabling environment for you to prosper. We cannot meet the $1 trillion economy target without your support.
Oil prices eased to a 3-week low on negative economic news from the United States and China. The price of Bonny Light crude oil remains $73.80 per barrel at the end of the week. Brent crude futures fell 76 cents to $68.42 a barrel. Following closely is the U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude, which also drops 91 cents to $65.12 a barrel. And now the latest figures of other key commodities. And that's your business update for today. It's back to Naja'atu for the rest of the news.
Thank you, Maria. Now let's head to Jigawa State, where the Standing Committee on Fertilizer Distribution has flagged off the annual fertilizer distribution exercise aimed at boosting agricultural production across the state. Under the arrangement, 54 trailers of fertilizer have been allocated to farmers, with 2 trailers distributed to each of the 27 local government areas. Muhammad Musa Askira reports.
The fertilizer brand NPK 20-10-10 is being sold at a subsidized rate of 28,000 800 naira per bag, far below the market price of between 46 and 55,000 naira. So far, the state government has purchased the 80 truckloads of fertilizer, spending over 2 billion naira on the intervention, while additional supplies are expected depending on farmers' demand. Governor Umar Namadi, represented by his Chief of Staff, Senator Mustapha Makamakiawa, said the exercise is part of the state government's efforts to ensure timely access to farm inputs and strengthen Jigawa's position as a leading agricultural hub in the country.
We have a total functional stores of 47 stores, functional, where we keep our goods and all agricultural inputs. It includes certified and improved seeds, fertilizers, agrochemicals, and what have you. Small-scale farmer can buy up to 5 bags, and if you are a medium scale, you can buy up to 20 bags based on assessment of extension worker from the area. And there is also an arrangement for large-scale farmers.
Stringent measures have been put in place to check fertilizer racketeering, as the distribution committee comprises representatives of all security agencies in the state. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
The Nigerian Liquified Natural Gas has inaugurated 2 secondary schools in Rivers State, Model Boys Secondary School Omoku and Community Secondary School Amadiama, in its second phase of interventions in education, also part of the company's broader program of social impact targeted at national development. Kingsley Amajiri reports.
Nigeria Liquified Natural Gas Company is a major player in the liquefied natural gas production and export. Aside from its core business operations, NLNG prioritizes education in its social investment programs.
I'm happy to inform you that phase 1 of this initiative, consisting of 5 schools, was successfully completed and commissioned a while back. Right now, the phase 2 spans 5 schools, making a total of 10, including Model Boys Secondary School, Omoku. This is not just a project milestone, but a continuation of a shared vision to raise the standard of public education in our state.
These upgraded facilities are more than bricks and mortar. They are tools for excellence designed to elevate the standard of teaching and learning. As a ministry, we view this collaboration as a model for what public-private partnership should look like.
The school principal and students see the investment as an innovation that has redefined teaching and learning, pledging to protect it.
When we were still using the other buildings, we always use chalkboards, but now we use marker board and we use marker to write. Our teachers are very happy of it.
At Community Secondary School Amadiama, the NLNG restates its commitment to social impact and human capital development in its operational areas.
Today, of course, we all know technology is just improving every day. So it's important that we keep up with that pace. And we are happy to say that the laboratories, when we go around, you will see that they are par with what is required to learn today.
The interventions in the schools covered include renovation and equipping of classrooms, science laboratories, administrative block, modern toilets, water facilities, and lodge for NYSC members. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA News.
A Chief Magistrate Court in Abuja has remanded at the Kefi Correctional Center a social media influencer, Gali Ismail, who posted online videos purporting that President Bola Tinubu died as a result of serious illness. The Department of State Services operatives arrested Ismail days after he posted the fake videos on his TikTok handle at Bola Asiwaju. Count 1 of the 2-count charge, titled Publication of False News with Intent to Cause Offense Against Public Peace, while Count 2 borders on inciting disaffection to the government. After taking argument by counsel to the DSS and counsel to the defendant, whose application for bail was denied, the presiding judge, Ekpeyon Iyang, ordered Ismail to be remanded in Kuje Correctional Center while the matter is adjourned till August 19, 2025. And now to sports. As the UFAC African Senior and Junior Cadet Championship reaches its fourth day, Egypt leads the medals table with 8 gold. And, of course, Badi will tell us the rest.
Many thanks, Najatu. Straight away, let's begin from the velodrome. And, of course, just about the competition, as Egypt leads the medals table with 8 gold, 1 silver and 3 bronze medals. Nigeria remains in second place with 1 gold, 2 silver and 2 bronze medals, while Senegal ranks third. Morocco is in 4th position, while Niger holds the 5th position.
Well, I'm so excited to have won.
When I came here, I only had 1 goal, is to beat an Egyptian in final. So I didn't have the opportunity because we did 0-0. Then, yeah, so next time I'll work harder.
Moving on, the 14th African Arm Wrestling Championship and the 7th Para-Sitting Arm Wrestling Championship officially kicked off Friday in Abuja, with a premier continental competition bringing together participants from 22 African countries. Nigeria's hosting of the championship not only highlights her renowned hospitality, culture and organizational excellence, but also serves as a crucial preparatory ground for the upcoming World Arm Wrestling Championship in September to be held in Bulgaria.
It's something that we didn't take twice, and we believe we're doing the right thing. And this is a way to show proper grassroots development of sports.
We have today realized the support the government of Nigeria now wants to give to arm wrestlers.
Finally, all is set for Saturday's final between the Super Falcons of Nigeria and host Morocco at the 2024 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. The Falcons are gunning for their 10th African title, with their opponents, the Atlas Lionesses, still in search of their 1st title. Speaking ahead of the game, Coach Justin Madugu of Nigeria revealed that Saturday's game will be approached with every importance it deserves.
Yes, we are prepared very well in all aspects. We must prepare for every scenario that can occur on the field of play. We are fully aware of that, and experience has taught us so many things, and we are fully prepared for that.
That does it on Sports Tonight. Let's return to Nigeria.
Thank you, Badi. We expect the Super Falcons to bring back the cup. Now, President Bola Tinubu has expressed sorrow over the passing of Dr. Ibrahim Bello, the Sarkin Katsina and Emir of Gusau in Zamfara State. The monarch died Friday morning in Abuja, aged 71. President Tinubu describes the traditional ruler's death as a collective loss beyond his immediate domain, citing his lifelong service at different levels, saying that the late Emir will be remembered for his sense of duty, commitment to his people, and exemplary leadership. President Tinubu extends his commiseration to the government, the people of Zamfara State, and the family of the late monarch. On that note, we conclude the network news on NTA. Thanks for being a part of it. I'm Najah Atutijani.